What it is, pimp?
Hey y'all. Jingle bells. What it do? Welcome to the Pastor and the Sinner, the
We're
summer
back.
version. Because it's hot, y'all. It's hot.
It's how where you at?
Hell yeah. Cali
It's
having a heat wave.
Oh yeah. It's been feeling
I
good
just
here
turned the
already.
shit. I just turned the air on though, so it should kick in a minute. I was trying to see if I could go without it, but not at all. Old ladies have hot flashes. It's a good thing though, because you know what? You can do whatever you want to do, and I ain't gonna make you feed it or clothe it.
You say you're gonna be able to do what?
Nothing. I'm not gonna start.
Yeah.
I was doing a quote from The Color Purple about Miss Celie.
Oh. I
You
still
remember
ain't
when
never
there
lost her
when
before.
no, impossible, Jerome.
Yeah,
Impossible.
never watched it.
Impossible. Well, when Mister come to the house to see if he can get Nettie, the younger daughter that he had been eyeing in the church
Mm-hmm.
after his wife died, he went to the house to ask daddy for her hand in marriage. And the daddy was like, hell no, because Nettie the pretty one and Celie the ugly one and the older one. So the daddy hadn't quite gotten the chance to put his hands on the younger one yet. He had already molested Celie and got her pregnant a couple times. So he still was chasing Nettie. So he couldn't let Mr. have Nettie yet. But he was like, you can have Celie and she's spoiled. You can do anything you want to her, and you ain't got to feed her the clothing. Is what he told him. He was to entice him to be like, "Hey, don't worry about this one right here. You should go and take this one right here." He said, "She ain't no stranger to hard work, and when you climb on top of her and do your business, that's gonna be it. It won't be no mouths to feed." That's because she had been I don't know if she necessarily fixed by medical procedure, but
Mm-hmm.
fixed by having them two babies young, and they probably was traumatic type shit. And then back then, she had them babies in a shed, so she couldn't have no more babies. So I always use that joke now that I'm like, we can do what you want to do. I'm just But I missed y'all. It's a long time no see. Welcome back. Welcome back. So many things been going on in the news. Sports. You want to start with sports?
What's been going on in sports?
Good.
Which which
Well,
what, what which sport?
football, tennis.
All right. Well,
I think basketball
biggest
kind
thing
of
in
dry
football
right
going on right now was the trade the Cowboys made with Michael Parsons.
now. You
You hear
think that
about
was a
that?
good trade?
Hell no.
Yeah.
That was so dumb. Didn't
So they
nobody
gave
didn't
him up for a first round draft pick and something else, right?
they got two first round draft picks for 2 years in a row and another player that they got. And so um nah, it wasn't nowhere close to a good deal for them. First of all, they gave him to they gave him to Green Bay. So Green
Okay.
Bay, if they do have a first round draft pick, it's going to be late in the draft pick, like 30 something, because they're playoff contenders every year
Hmm.
with the team they got now, and you just traded it to them, so that just enhanced their chances of making more and more to the playoffs or whatever. So their pick is going to be so far off that it's not going to be a good pick anyway.
Mm.
And then it's for you only get one. per year. So it's like, nah, it was horrible. Nah, he actually, it was great for him. He's the highest paid person ever that's not a quarterback.
Mm,
Yeah, he
really?
got a whole bunch of money. I think he got like 140 something million. That's unheard of for a defensive player.
For how long? How many years?
I think it's only like 4 years, something like that. It ain't that long. It's like 40 something million a year, close to 50, I
Damn.
think. And football, that's a lot of damn money. Whole bunch of money.
Right. Right.
So, and the crazy part, the Cowboys would have gave him the money, but it had gotten so messy that both sides felt disrespected. And the
Mm-hmm.
reason they felt disrespected, so the whole thing was they met Michael Parsons and the owner, who was also the GM. They had met
Mm-hmm.
and they had talked about the deal, and they came to an agreement. So they shook hands on the agreement. Then, Jerry Jones said a few days later, Michael Parsons called him and was like, "Hey, don't call me no more. Talk to my agent." And so the owner got mad. He's like, "No, that ain't the way we do shit around here." He said this on. So he finally did. He finally did an interview on Stephen A. Smith's show, and that's what he said.
Okay.
He told the whole story about how it went down. Because at
Mm-hmm.
first, all we heard was he just wouldn't speak to the agent, which is unheard of. You
Okay.
know what I mean? You
Right.
know, if you got a rep, then you actually, if a person has a rep, you can't even speak to the person. You supposed to only speak to the agent. You know what I mean? So it was unheard of that he wouldn't speak to the agent. So once he broke it down, he was like, "Well, we had an agreement. We then went back and forth, came back to the table 2, 3 times, finally got the number we both agree on. So then a couple days after, you called me saying, 'Hey, don't call me no more. You can only talk to my agent.'" So Jerry Jones, he's an older
Oh,
white
white.
billionaire.
Yeah.
And it's a young black 25-year-old at the time, and he like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's almost like one of those, nigga, hey, I run this shit. That ain't how we do shit around here. If I tell you we got agreement, you agree to it, then we'll send the paperwork over to your agent. But I don't have to
Mm-hmm.
meet with your agent no more, especially with you talking this shit. Don't call me no more. And he's still under contract. So that you gotta keep that in mind. He's still under contract for another year or two, like 2 more years.
Mm-hmm.
But they was trying to give him the extension. So he's trying to get his new contract. And
Right.
so it just turned ugly, man. And it's all was because of Jerry Jones's his whatchamacallit, his uh pride. And he just got to show that he's running shit and all that type of stuff. So that's all it basically was for the most part.
He's still checking penis sizes.
Who that? Who's doing that?
Jerry
Jerry
Jones.
Jones? What did he say
Yeah.
about that? I never heard that
he
before.
was he was in the stands and he was talking to Jamie Foxx. Random conversation, but just as he's talking, I don't know if he knew Jamie was recording or filming, whatever. But they watching the guys practice and whatever, and Jerry just took it upon himself to point out that that nigga hung like a Christmas tree. Yeah, and Jamie Foxx was like, "Ooh, hit the button. We live."
That's crazy. I ain't never heard of that.
Yeah.
No stuff.
Yeah, of course, they probably tried to sweep it under the rug, but no, they talked about it for a hot little second. And, it just went back to the conversation about how the NFL is no more than a glorified plantation type shit, and how when you getting recruited and drafted and all those stuff, the way that they evaluate you is the same way they used to evaluate the slaves and shit.
Well, I wouldn't
Because they're
mind being
really
one of those slaves.
You wouldn't mind being one of those slaves?
Yeah.
Is that what you said?
If that's how they treating slaves, give them hundreds of millions. Yeah, I could be one of
Oh
those.
yeah.
I don't mind being on the road.
Yeah. Well, we don't mean the money part. We mean the control and um, how they checking for you part, not that part. Because
Well,
if
you know
that's the
what's funny?
case,
We're always under somebody's control. No
facts.
matter, I mean, it's gonna be either the government, somebody's control. Nobody's even the people that make the rules. They still under the government's control for at some point, because even them niggas go to jail. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right.
everybody's under somebody's thumb. Here go Alex. Stupid
Hey, Alex.
niggas idiot. But yeah, so yeah, it's crazy how y'all black folks is still talking slavery stuff. Man, I had something on slavery and all that stuff I wanted to talk about too. I forgot what happened, but something happened that made me want to talk about it.
Well, one thing that may pique your interest is that recently, because of more of the exposure that more of us were already here than so-called brought from Africa, when you had made a statement before when we were talking about, I think we were talking about reparations or something like that with Don, and you had said, "Hey, you guys are like not understanding that you guys lost the war. You're more prisoners of war than you were slaves." So when you said that, and you were like, so technically, they really don't owe you no reparations because you were not a slave working for free. You were a prisoner of war.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of things have been coming to surface lately where a lot of people are starting to understand that point. I still think it means we should still be either got reparations or we need to raise up and start and go on to take our land back. I mean, but the
Go
better
ahead.
context of the better context, and I would agree with you, the better context of what we should be really termed is prisoners of war because they came here and declared war against us or against this land just to take it over. So um, once you were captured, just like if you are fighting a war in another country, if you get captured, what are you? Are you a slave or are you a prisoner of war?
Yeah, either one. They don't owe you no goddamn money once they finally let your ass go. Now the story behind the whole thing is they said they promised it in the Constitution. I think that's what they were saying.
Mm-hmm.
So, but even then, people
Supposed.
don't even go all the way into it because it wasn't promised to every black person and all that stuff. Promised to like I
Right.
think I read it was like 18,000 folks, something like that. Whatever it was, it's crazy. But I don't even have a problem with people wanting reparations, whatever the hell it's called. My thing is the folks that always keep blaming white folks for every fucking thing, man. It's like, God damn, y'all niggas still on this shit. Like
Now
if
that's
two,
one thing. I'm sorry. Go
sorry,
ahead.
no,
No,
I was
no,
just
no.
gonna
I'm
say
sorry.
like when two black folks get into it, or anything black folks do, you got a group of black folks that's gonna always just revert it back to, well, they conditioned that from slavery. It's like, nigga, ain't none of us seen nothing look like none of that. So unless somebody has taught you, hey, this is how you supposed to feel, then you shouldn't feel that. It just don't make sense to me, man. It's crazy how they want to still blame stuff on slavery, and that was generations ago or a
Well,
generation
here's
ago.
an well, here's an unpopular opinion amongst the Democrats. Um, I think that the perpetual victimization or victimhood that they are pushing black people to embrace is what's going on right now more than anything when it comes to that. Like um because with saying that we may deserve reparations, that doesn't mean that now or moving forward we should be begging and playing the victim role or the victim card just to get it. If that's something we've already been promised and have never received, then that's one thing. We should be getting that under that original guise. But these days, to keep us um, always downtrodden, I guess, or begging or whatever, it's
Mhm.
always all you got to do is to prove your point or to everything. If you're black, everything is about becoming a victim. And I think like the Democrats, like even not just with black people being slaves, it's like what they said, Project 2025, when Trump is going to come in. Trump in office as a whole is supposed to be reverting us back to slavery. But everything that happens, they a lot of times are so trained to play the victim role that everything that happens, they retreat to it's first thing I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. You can see a black person clearly commit 5 fucking crimes right in front of your face. Soon as the police come, I didn't do nothing. I didn't do nothing. And then when they get to handling them, oh, you holding me too hard. You racist. You racist. You racist. And it's
Mhm.
like, no, you're breaking the law like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And I don't get it. And then even if you are a victim, this is where it's an oxymoron to me if I'm using the right word, or it don't just make no sense. Because if you are a perpetual victim, why are you so combative? You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying?
Yeah.
Like you always rah rah first, rah rah rah. So somebody who claim they a victim and they scared of what you might do because you got all this power, it would beg to question, why is it that when you get pulled over, I don't gotta give you this and it's all this aggression. I don't got it and but then as soon as you go through what you're gonna go through because that's just how it's gonna go, now you're a big ass victim. If I'm a victim, the minute I roll my window down, I'm crying. I'm sorry. I don't know if I did nothing or not, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry because I'm already knowing I'm about to get shot or maimed or unfairly arrested. So I'm gonna be on. You would think that I would be on my best behavior as opposed to acting out, refusing to comply. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, let me videotape and all this old motherfucking shit if you such a fucking victim, you know? So I think it's a lot of bullshit. Um,
Yeah. That's the crazy thing. Like folks will
Hi
say stuff like
Jonathan.
that. You got folks say stuff like that, and police are supposed to be supposedly the bullies or whatever. But I've never seen the person that's scared of the bully talk crazy to the bully like black folks do the police. It's like
My point,
if we scared of the police and they so much of the bully, why y'all so tough with these things, man? It's like I think we the bullies. Oh, that's what we should talk about too. I've been seeing a lot of videos of white women saying they tired of y'all taking stuff from y'all black folks.
oh
Now
Lord.
I don't think they actually feel that way. I think they just trying to get some traction or whatever for their videos and get some hits and some stuff. But it's funny how they keep coming up with all these videos.
I saw one where this girl was talking all about how this white woman was talking all about how white women ain't shit. As a matter of fact, I believe I saw it on Anton Daniels. And she was just calling out black women on how we ghetto and how your men don't want y'all because you're not
Mm-hmm.
feminine and you think you got this on me because you black, woo woo, but your men don't want you and this and that and that.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been seeing quite a few of them. I guess that's some like uptick or something they're trying to start, which is, I guess it's good for a conversation piece, I guess. But at the end of the day, I don't know why these white women think real black women give a shit. Trust me,
Because you
baby,
know
no
why
one.
they think that though? Because they be on the comments talking stuff. Like say just like the Travis Kills. I mean, not what's that boy name that just got drafted? The Travis boy.
Travis Scott. I mean, Travis Hunter. Hunter.
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
Yeah, it's
It's
so
like
many.
when he
It's
when
so
it seemed like when a rich black guy gets with a white girl, all the black women got something to say. So I think that's where they get that from, because the black women do be complaining and talking stuff when they do see a man with means be outside his race. So I think that's where
And
they
they need to stop doing that, in my opinion.
I don't even think that, you know what's crazy? I don't even think the black women
If
really
that's what
care.
they do.
I think they
I
just
don't.
talk
We
like
don't.
they always doing.
We we don't. We
It's
don't
like, why
really
you
care.
care about some man you ain't even had a chance with? What is all that about?
You, right. Who gives a shit? Like, girl,
And
have, I mean,
nobody want
have that
Travis
black
Hunter anyway.
man, have your black babies. Like, rah rah, good for you, sweetheart. So yeah, that was something interesting. I meant to actually pull that up on and hold it to the side on Anton Daniels, but I didn't actually want to even play her whole thing because it's actually kind of just like disrespectful to us. And it's like you just trying to get something started as if there's some competition. There is no competition. Okay, as far as I'm
So who got
concerned,
it?
and the women, there is no competition between black women and white women with regards to a black man.
I agree.
Because one thing black women for sure understand is that a black man gonna fuck with everything. So to think that you have him and he abandoned us because he married you or this and that and that, you could be very sadly mistaken. Because even though they don't cheat, they do have side chicks and do shit on the low. So to raise yourself up on this pedestal as if you're dealing with something that we've never dealt with is weird to me.
Mhm.
I could
Jonathan
care less
said,
about it. I could care less. Love who you love. I heard you're supposed to like who like you, and especially in these days, you better because black on black, white on white, yellow on yellow, green on green. Everybody acting crazy, so you better get whoever like you, no matter what color they is, because it would be one thing if the black race was coming together and we were so unified and it meant something so special for black men to stay in the coach in and bleed with black women. But these days it doesn't. It just really doesn't. Especially if
mhm,
we're not going to come together on the full spectrum.
which will
Convert,
never happen.
convert, and convert.
Mhm.
But what
Jonathan
do you
said,
think about what? Huh?
what
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jonathan said in the chat, what did Dr. Umar do now? It depends on when you talking, Jonathan. That fool and did a few things in the last few months. He's so crazy.
Right. Let me pull that. I can pull
Jonathan
that
said,
video
Jonathan said
for
them white
you.
women be big and ugly. The most of it. And the black men they deal with normally, as they say, pookies and ray rays.
Getting them
You,
straight out of jail.
yeah. Well, I mean, it's not even a lot when you do the percentages. Most most races stay within their race. I think it's
Right.
over 80% of every race stay within their race. I think. Now the
Right.
main people that go outside their race is Asian women. They seem not to like they men for some reason.
I don't want to say what the reason is, but I got an idea what the reason might be.
It's because you're nasty.
But one thing about it though, I don't find it wrong or weird for any woman who moves outside of her country to date. So we're not talking about black women and white women. We're talking about Asians, whatever, which one, uh, Indian, Egyptian, Mexican. I don't find no reason to be loyal once you move to another country because
Oh,
you've
so you
removed
saying like if they
yourself.
move over here? No, I was just saying. You saying so like if somebody move over here to America, it ain't no sense of being loyal to you going to find somebody from your country here in America.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because what did you move here for? Like you're gonna be you're gonna be tainted and inducted by the culture that is here, and it is the complete opposite of the culture that is there. So, and you're gonna, like you said before, we were never intended to. have all these options or see all these different things. You are supposed to really find your one man and be with your one man, and you would be happy long as you don't experience anything different. You know what I'm saying? So once you leave your country and you're exposed to all this different stuff, I don't see where your loyalty is going to stay to your tradition in the first place. I mean, you could try, but in China, it's not going to be 50 niggas chasing you up and down the street because you look exotic, or they might think you, whatever the reason niggas go for other women, whatever. You're never going to experience that. Once you experience something like that, I think that your ego takes over. I think that you start feeling like you more than what you may be. You know what I'm saying? So then with all of that said, you're going to be tempted to try out some of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you go black, you can't go back.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. So let me see. So we got this new thing now. I'm going to present this Dr. Umar thing for you if you want to make a banner. I was actually going to, it kind of just went that way, but I wanted to, since we were talking about the racism and black people, I kind of wanted to talk about whether or not you think that Trump should be using the National Guard to occupy Washington, D.C., in Chicago, and cities like that. Los Angeles. But we can do Dr. Umar first. You want to mute me? This thing kind of long, but go ahead. Go ahead.
Doctor, you make a $500 donation to FDMG Academy, ladies?
The man said, for $500, I take you on a date.
Umar, restaurant of your choice in the state of Wilmington, Delaware. I said we got a new program called Lunch with Dr. Umar. Private lunch. Ladies, you got to donate $500 to the FDMG Academy, and I will take you to lunch, private lunch, any restaurant you want in the state of Delaware. It's called Lunch with the Doctor, and it costs you $500. You don't pay for the lunch. I pay for the lunch.
So let me get this.
That fool crazy. Hold on, you still on mute, Shan?
Yeah, my bad. Please tell me what sense that make. I'm gonna give you $500 for the date, but you're gonna pay for the date.
Hold on, he said you can pick anywhere you go, so you might pick a place that the plate might be cost more than $500. The plate and the drinks.
Your ass would be standing in that motherfucker by yourself. You know Dr. Umar ain't showing up to Ruth Chris to spend that $500. And I think with his mouthpiece, I think he would talk any woman out of wanting to go to some big shit.
You know what I was thinking?
You can
So
say,
go ahead.
No.
So they were talking about on the Anton Daniels channel. He was talking about on his after hour show. Shout out to them. They were saying it would be stupid for women to go and all this. And I was thinking, or they were saying it'd be stupid on his part and stupid for the women to go. Because they were saying, man, the women gonna spend the $500. So you know what I mean? You ain't getting none out of it. But I think his thought was, if I can get them to come on the date, I'm gonna talk them out of more money than that. And I think that's his goal. I think his goal ain't just to get the 500s, because a couple people was like, shit, I don't even think he gonna show up to the date. He gonna take all them 500s, and I'm like, no, I think he got enough game, and he didn't finesse a lot of women out of enough money to where he gonna actually take everyone on a date, and even if he get 10 or 20% of them just to fall for whatever he gonna talk to them about, he still will get way more than them 500s. Because look at all the money he didn't get thus far, all these years. And I guarantee you 90% of them people that gave money was women. So I think it was a smart idea on this. Now, he looked bad doing it.
He don't give a fuck. Do you think he cares?
Hey, man, that man. So did you see the video prior to this? He did a video maybe not even a whole month ago. I don't even think it was a month ago. To where he was asking for money from everybody because he said somebody basically did fraud or something. And they shut his
They say
account
he said
down.
that they froze his accounts and shit for the school, and they're
Yeah.
investigating him. Blah 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 blah. Motherfuckers is like, how they freeze an account on some shit that ain't open? Like, wait a minute, you ain't even got the school is not up and running and functioning and making no money. So what are you freezing? So I thought that was bullshit. You know, it could have been that once his daughter came out, he finally got caught with some heavy child support, and that nigga ain't got no money.
You know what I'm thinking? I think when his daughter came out, he actually stopped getting money. I think he had a few women that were probably taking care of his monthly expenses.
Maybe.
And then he got exposed, and I think people just slowly start backing off of him. And now uh, he ain't, because he even looked, you know, he's always had kind of like a raggedy look, but he even looked like he broke now.
He looked like he poor.
If for this nigga to do this date thing, oh my lord, then you should have played the whole video. That nigga got to talk about, because you know your woman, y'all niggas better shut up, because you know your woman will. She loved to go out with the doctor. That nigga, boy, that
I was
dude.
like, how delusional? I'm like, how delusional? I said, what he needs to do is go ahead and let them snow bunnies in if he want that money.
He
They don't
probably
give. He probably only got to mess with one snow bunny, because one will pay for everything he looking for just to say that she backed him down off of his platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this nigga kept on saying he ain't fucking with no snow bunny, but for the right price. Look, I got him going hippity hop, hippity. This nigga running around like call a nigga bugs.
I think the girl Carrie on the show, that the Anton Daniels After Hours thing, I think she made a good point. I think he's actually gonna end up coming out with some type of dating show, like a pop the balloon, to go out with Dr. Umar or something like that. Because the way he's trying to get money so bad, he finna start doing some stuff that's out of the norm for him. And I think the pop the balloon would be a a real good look for him for this nonsense he's starting to do now. Anyway, I think he'll make a lot of money on the views of it. I think he can charge the women to even come on there. Even if you charge them the $500 to come on there, you get 20 women. So yeah, you can got you a little nice little 110,000. So yeah, I think he's gonna start doing some crazy stuff. Huh?
Especially, he probably could get more than that. Especially because if he can get paid on multiple platforms, like you get 100,000 from Facebook, 100,000 from Instagram, 100,000 from TikTok, like you can pull in $500,000 real quick.
Yeah.
So he probably is working on some shit like that, because he do be on them. He do go on those podcasts and do critiques of the dating shows and talk about that shit.
Oh, does he? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, he'll get on there and talk about why this one didn't get picked. You see how she this and then or whatever, and talk about relationships a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I see it. I see it coming, and I see it coming soon too. I guarantee you, he's gonna do some type of dating thing to where he and like she was saying, somebody should probably gonna offer him some type of deal to try to do a dating thing. I would if I had money, because I know that'd be that's a money grab right there. That's easy money, because even people that don't fool with him, like me, I don't fool with him, but I will watch it because I know it's gonna be stupid. So it's like a funny soap opera messing with that dude. That dude is some sort of retarded, boy. It's crazy.
He's committed. So anybody that's committed, I like him. I like him. I liked him even when he was talking crazy about his daughter. Like anytime you still like, I don't care, but you know, when you get yourself together, young princess, Come see your daddy now. Come see your daddy. He didn't care. He was like, you giving me free publicity. And then on top of that, it was short lived. Like, you don't really hear nobody worried about him and that girl. And I don't think what she was trying to do went anywhere. So whatever that agenda was, I don't even think that came to any type of successful fruition or whatever.
Yeah, that's a funny cat though, boy. That man, and no, he is funny, boy.
Right. Oh, it
I
came
had a
in. That
couple.
comes in twice.
I got a couple women supposed to be coming on the show. I had some stuff, questions I wanted to ask some women.
We
Go
can go
back.
with that first question. I don't know where Maggie went. That I think that's a very good question. Do you devalue yourself as a woman if you remove the chase from the man? So I might be putting that. I don't even know if I'm putting that right because I didn't really think of how I could word it. Because when we were talking earlier about that topic, about taking a man to pussy or driving to go see a man, flying to go see a man, and all of that stuff. And I told you, I think I learned the hard way because I had already been told that. My mom used to always say, "You don't take no nigga no pussy." Like you don't take no nigga no pussy. However, however, for the one, so you said because it looks desperate. So you said you must be desperate if you just taking some shit to a nigga. So I'm gonna say for me, before I start, if women gonna start making, I'm shitting on y'all. I'm not. For me, I knew this already. However, I call myself being a team player. So when we're talking about we're two people who have two different lifestyles. So my lifestyle is I pretty much got free time to do what the fuck I want to do. You know what I'm saying? Whether I commit to something, like if I commit to something, I can call somebody call me and say, "Oh, can you be over here today?" And I can be like, "No," because I've committed to uh, taking these classes over here on Wednesdays, or I'm volunteering over there, so whatever. I'm committed to something, but it doesn't have anything to do with if I want to, I can't change it. So we're gonna call that way more freedom than the average person, especially man, who has to work and all of the other shit. So when you're talking about, oh, well, I got all the free time in the world, and I know you work 12, 13 hours a day, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind coming over to your house, and you ain't got to come all the way over here and this and that. I can meet you at the house, and I can cook for you and do whatever it is that we be doing and having a great time. However, however much it's coming from a good place, it's still something that for whatever reason, and you would have to explain that to us better as a man, but it seems like for whatever reason, once you remove a man having to make effort for you, you kind of just the relationship ain't really gonna go nowhere from that point on, because he'll sit back and feel like, oh, well, I don't gotta chase you, you're just gonna bring me everything, you're just gonna do everything. And it might sound weird, but I think men are weird like that. It could be the best woman, but that will turn him away from you. What do you think?
Uh, Now, well, it depends on how you come to see him. Like, all right, say your situation. So your situation, it is better for you to go, but he needs to be paying for it. You know what I mean? It's not like you or you're not asking to come see him. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, hon, I want to spend some time with you. Here, I'm gonna send you this money for you to come down here and spend some time with. That is okay with a woman coming to see him. But a lot of women, they be acting thirsty, so they doing all the initiating. Hey, I want to spend time with you. What you doing this weekend? You got something up? I was gonna come down there, whatever the case. So, like, if I was to tell my daughter, hey, this is what you do. You don't go see no man. He come see you. But that would be the Man, I can't even think of the word. Anyway, if it was to go down the opposite way, that's how it would have to happen. Like if he can't come see you, at least making sure he's paying for you to come see him instead of you have to, you know what I mean? Even if it's 30 minutes away, he should be offering you gas, paying for your Uber or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Because that's just what the men do. You know what I mean? And so when women nowadays, especially nowadays, and they've been like this for a while, because I had women do the same shit, come see me or come out of town or whatever the case may be. But when you do things like that, a man know basically, all right, I got her. You know what I mean? So like you saying, he don't have to put forth too much effort because he already know he got you. You know what I mean? You willing to do all these things that's unnatural for women to do. So that already gives him the sense of mind to say, okay, well, I don't have to. You ain't one of the type of niggas he got to buy flowers every week or try to impress or do anything for because
Yeah.
you willing to travel out of town on your own dime.
On your
Come
own
see
dime.
me. Shit, you fuck around, take me out to eat while you're here in my town. So it's like, yeah, you're kind of like at the bottom of his list. If he got any other women, trust me, you at the bottom. Now he might treat you like you at the top while you with him, but
Right.
trust and believe you're not high on the scale of women that he respect and feel like he need to do things for.
I also think that applies to women when they want to be so quick to let a man know that she got money or I'm so independent, which saying is basically almost saying the same
Mm-hmm.
thing. I got money, and by default, I've experienced this not because I'm walking around talking about I got money, but because of the way I live and how I move around and shit like that. It's assumed. And so when they assume you got certain things, if you don't make sure that you like, hey, hold on, and require those things, they will still ch- lose. Um, I ain't gonna say it's respect for you, but they will still take advantage of the easy route. And it still, for me, just seems like no matter how much he likes you, he not gonna like you as much as he did if he don't gotta break his neck for your ass. And I mean, I could be wrong, but from my experience, it just seems like that. Like everything could be perfectly fine, but just that thing about the intrigue and the chase, you know what I'm saying? Like when they say don't always be so readily available, you know what I'm saying? It's because it's something that men just like to do, or it's in y'all's nature.
Yeah.
And
And
if
I
you
wouldn't
remove that, you tend to get less in the long run. I don't know. I
and
think so.
I wouldn't go far as say him, breaking his neck or chasing you or whatever, but don't don't basically don't do the man things for him. You know what I mean? It's like
Hmm.
if men are typically the ones to pay for the dinner and things of that sort, or the one that come see you. I don't. First of all, I think it's not safe for women to come see a man versus the, he's more safer to come see you than you are to come see him. Basically, is what I'm saying. So if anybody got to come see anybody, it should be him. Especially if the nigga ain't staying the night. If you ain't staying the night, I'd rather him be traveling that night than you traveling that night. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's
And,
like,
and think about that. I don't think women think about that because as the woman, you're putting yourself out there unprotected, and even fuck that. The fact that he would allow you to be out there unprotected. The fact that he would call you and allow you to come over at 12, 1 o'clock in the morning, even like you say, even if it is just 15 minutes away, 30 minutes away, or if it's 2, 4, 5 hours away, it's the same thing. If he allows you to do certain things, you can pretty much gauge how much he really feels about you.
mm-hmm.
I was trying to bring a nigga some coochie one time, and it was like 1 o'clock in the morning, and I was feeling real frisky, and he was like, "No, I'll talk to you on the phone. We can FaceTime, and but you stay your ass right there." You want to do some phone sex? But you stay your ass right there, and either I'm coming to you, we gonna see each other tomorrow, and we'll figure it out tomorrow. And I respected that, even though I was like, man, come on, like, shoot, because you know how you can, like I say, you can just be like, I'm not tripping. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good mood. I'm doing what I'm doing, and I feel like making this move. But a man that really cares about you, not gonna let you make that move. He ain't gonna let you do it. So that's where I come from with that, because I don't think women really give themselves enough credit. And in this modern era, like we were saying, you said you was using a thing. I think they do things that sound good but aren't really good for you. So like when the aforementioned was saying something like, well, I don't mind driving to him because if we get into an argument or if anything go bad, I can jump up and leave. And it was like, that sounds good.
Yeah, to yourself.
But it's
Did I ever explain why that
it
never
doesn't
makes sense?
really make sense. Go
Oh
ahead,
yeah, I
listen.
did, because I was like, well, if you're at home and y'all argue, then you can just tell them to leave. You don't have to travel at all. So it's like, yeah, and I know the women do that all the time. They even, and other women say stupid shit to make the other women feel good about the decisions they make too, because they know they done some dumb shit like that. So they don't want to be judged harshly either. So they're always buttering it up for them. Yeah, girl, yeah, then all that dumb shit. But yeah, most of that stuff don't even make sense. Like I'll go
Yeah,
see
because
in case we get into it, then I can get up and leave. That makes no
and what was
sense.
your point? What was your point on that? Because you were like, first of all, why are y'all arguing? Why are you even
Yeah,
anticipating there's going to be an argument?
and not only that, but the particular person was like, "This is my friend. I'm going to see." So y'all ain't even a couple. If y'all ain't got no commitments, ain't no arguments to be made. How you argue with somebody y'all ain't got no commitments? Y'all shouldn't have no disagreements that harsh to have an argument about. Y'all might can have some discussions, but if y'all not a couple, there's no arguments to be had. That's like me arguing with somebody out in the street, a woman out in the street. I'm not arguing with no woman I don't even have a relationship with. So it's like the whole situation that makes sense. We should have brought the whole situation to the show and just hid the
Right.
person.
Be the end. Yeah, because some of my ladies are y'all. I really be trying to. A lot of women think that I don't experience no bullshit. Yes, this is live. Love Andra.
Well, that tell
If
you
you want
that's
to come
Don's
on,
sister. My
okay.
nigga.
Yes. Hi.
Yeah,
So
it's
yes, we're
live
live.
saying. You want me to send you the link so you can come
So
on and embarrass us?
please come on. I'd love to meet Don's sister.
I think Sandy came on. I think she came on here before.
I
Yeah, I think Sandy
don't
came on here
recall.
once before.
Sandra Owsley, right? I have. I
Mm-hmm.
think she's my Facebook friend, or I know she's on the Passion Center page.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she on there.
I would love for you to come on so I can ask you what it was like growing up with Dawn.
No, no, your won't say it. She crazy than done.
Is she
She,
militant? Are
she
you
ain't Black
militant?
Panther. She ain't Black Panther crazy,
Okay.
but she a different type. That's my nigga though. I'm finna send you the link.
Ooh-wee.
Sandy. She's so crazy.
Yes. 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 Yeah,
Yeah,
cause like a lot of times, like if I don't mean to come off all the time as if I got the perfect formula for relationships as women. I just want women to understand that it's nothing wrong with sometimes making a mistake, but it's okay to realize you made that mistake and stop doing the same dumb shit over and over.
well, that's gonna be
You know,
hard because women are naturally dumb, from what I've heard.
well, they make themselves dumb by lacking accountability and being willing to be um, wrong. Because you learn from any time you make a mistake and you wrong. Like I said,
You should.
I'm not mad at nobody for taking no nigga no pussy, but when he stopped giving a fuck and all you doing is taking him pussy, then you learn like, oh wait a minute, did I just fuck myself? You know what I'm saying? And for the long run. Because if you don't put anything there for him to pursue you for, then why would he pursue you? You know what I'm saying? So even in the thing where you're saying, oh well, this is what we were going to talk about as well. Why do we take ourselves off the shelf for people who are still window shopping? So you're doing all of this thing for this man to try to get him, and that's what makes it look desperate. And you following his rules. Oh, he don't like this, so I'm not going to do this. He don't like that, so I'm not going to do that. All the while, he refuses to commit to you. You know what I'm saying? He has you doing more of the heavy lifting than he is doing. And then you have to take a step back, and then you have to ask yourself as a woman, are you really getting what you want out of the deal? Or are you putting yourself out there to say, if I do all of this, eventually he's gonna reciprocate. I'm just gonna give him time. But I think Jerome might agree with me on this and confirm it. Men don't operate like that. Can you send it to my tablet? Not
How
my
do I send it to your tablet, Sandy? And send it to your messenger? Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. So in answer to this question for me, are women devaluing themselves?
Hold on.
Especially when you call yourself a modern woman. Y'all out here taking niggas on dates and shit. I wish the fuck I would. Please. Don't ask me for nothing. Then turn around and tell me I ain't nothing. Oh, 'cause you wanted something from me.
All right. So, what was your question, Shannon?
I forgot. Do you think that is devaluing themselves when it comes to what was I saying before? When it comes to the modern way of thinking in the dating world where women are just giving and giving and giving and expecting for something to come in return later? Or do you think it's best for a woman to hold back for as long as she can to get or see if she can get what she's looking for before she hands herself over to the man?
Hold on, you
Like,
lost
do
me.
you think women should sell themselves at all?
What
Or
you mean by selling
maybe
themselves?
um try to let a man know what you bring to the table.
Yeah, yeah,
So
definitely
if
should
she's
do that.
bringing to the table
But
that I can go ahead,
that you can do what? Give me an example.
that I can do everything without you and you ain't got to do nothing and I bring you the pussy.
Oh no, that ain't.
I
that,
mean,
that ain't. That's not showing me what you got. I thought you meant. So all right, let's get this. Let's do this thing. So when men say, "Ladies, what are you bringing to the table?" A lot of women tend to think they're talking like, "All right, are you gonna pay some bills and stuff like that?" Men are basically just saying, "Hey, what am I getting for whatever I'm gonna give to you?" So what do you do for me in a relationship that would make
what's your
me pick
cash
you?
out, Jerome?
My cash out?
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you. Yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Okay. Um,
But what's
all
Kurt's?
right. Curdy V.
You spell it because I don't know how to spell Curdy B. I don't know if it's Curdy B
Oh,
E
I'll make the
E.
banner then.
No, just post it in the thing. We have a follower that wants to contribute a donation.
Oh, my nigga.
So he wants a link so you can do your Cash App or Kurt's Cash App. Hey, if we get enough donations per month, we will really come on a lot more.
You know what? I was actually gonna say that, and I was gonna actually start. I
Well,
was
we're
gonna put
supposed to have
what's called in here. So because they could help us pay for the StreamYard since they
yeah,
didn't
that's what I was
include
just
the
thinking.
price.
Maybe because we kind of really do this out of love for you guys. We've been doing this for a while out of love, and just want to share information and give people a place to open up and share their opinions and whatever. And we do this on our own, so donations are always welcome because we do pay for this platform. So, Jonathan, I appreciate that.
Well, we
Thank
don't
you.
do it enough to try to get monetized, but we're about to start.
Yeah, we gonna get them.
Hopefully,
No,
we're gonna
it's
start
so.
clipping it
We'll
up, do all the stuff
talk
we
about
need
that
to do. Yeah,
backstage. Yeah,
but
because
yeah,
life
and
be
all of
life.
y'all that hasn't joined us and subscribed to our channel on YouTube, please go over there and
Yes.
subscribe and hit the like buttons and all that free stuff they tell you to do, so we get monetized.
Yes. Thank you. We had a really good show that last. That's what the thing is. It's like keeping the momentum going because the last show that we did, and I know that life happens because life, and my best friend freaking had a heart attack and died. So I know I've been out the loop for 6 months or what feels like 6 months because this is August and that was like April. So May, June, July, August, September, almost six. It's been a long time. So we had got a lot of momentum with our last video, and
Oh, here
people
I
were
am.
like, do another one. So we gonna get on it, y'all. But anyway, and the show goes on. Hello, hi, what's up, Sandy?
Just muted. Hey, can you hear me? Am I
Yeah,
muted?
we can hear you now.
I hear you now.
Okay.
Hi,
What's
sweetheart.
happening?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
No, I'm good.
Well,
Huh?
You at work or at home?
I am at work, so at any given time, and I'm 13 hours into a 14-hour workday. So here we go.
congratulations.
Now the topic was are women devaluing themselves in what
Yes,
aspect, what perspective, what in general? Is this a general
Just
question?
by how they're presenting themselves to men and being so easy accessible. What's the word?
I'm one for mutual. You know what I mean?
Being so
Like
easy
I
to
don't feel like
get.
there's a bunch of women that are hoes out here, and then there's just a bunch of upstanding men resisting and blocking them. I think that women have been taught what men want. They've been told what they want, and they've been taught what they want. All coming up, all the men in my house and my family that ogled women and talked about the women that were sexy and fine. They weren't my mother and my grandmother and women who were naturally beautiful and didn't have weaves and didn't have all this stuff. Now they wanted my mother and my grandmother and those women, but the women that they were attracted to were the hoes and sluts. And they made no bones about it. And the hoes and sluts seem to be winning over the sophisticated, quiet, stay-at-home bored women. And
Now let me
so,
ask you this,
like
Sandy,
me
real
and my
quick.
husband,
Sandy, let me ask you this.
when
Based
we
on what you
talked,
just said, why would women
he
think
knew
the
I had a
hoes were
past.
winning if
It
the wives and stuff are the ones that got wived up and taken care
he
of? No, she can't hear.
Yeah, I
he
don't think
was,
she
huh?
heard you. Go ahead and finish. Yeah, go ahead
No,
and finish, and
go
then
ahead,
he's
go
going to
ahead.
ask
What
you a
did you
question.
say?
No,
I
go
was
ahead and
trying to
finish,
ask
and
you.
he's going to ask you a
You
question.
said something about they were winning, the hoes and stuff were winning, but I was saying, why do you think women think the hoes were winning if the wives are the ones that got wifed up and taken care of? Why would the wives think the hoes are winning when they're just getting screwed and nothing else? Why do you think
Because
women
that's
would
what was happening. The
hold
wives were the one that was just getting screwed. The men had to, they had to do things to keep the hoes. Now they might not have had to do the same things to keep the hoes that they did to keep the wives, but they had to do something. And whatever they had to do, they were willing to do it. And so, and they were willing to do it at the wives' expenses in general. So what I'm talking about is a general, what I saw. And so it wasn't that the wives didn't respect themselves or learn or have group respect amongst each other or whatever the situation was. I'm talking about the men. So when you come to a place where you say, are women devaluing themselves? Yes, ultimately, yes, some of them are. Now, why? For me, why is always why? Why would you? So my mother and grandmothers went through things I didn't go through. And so my husband didn't beat me. He came home every night. He paid all the bills. I didn't pay a bill while my husband was alive. But my grandmothers, like one of my grandmothers, she paid not only the bills of the household, but the bills my grandfather would make with his mistress. And she did that so she could keep good credit, so that she could maintain a house. And she lived 20 years longer than my grandfather. So she kept her integrity. She did, but my grandfather did not value her. And so she did the best she could to value herself and to value love and what she had for her
So did your
family.
grandmother pay the bills
So
with
she
her
made
money?
sacrifices.
Did she pay the
I didn't
bills with
have to
her
pay.
money? Your grandmother? Did your grandmother pay all the bills?
Huh?
Are you saying your grandmother paid all the bills with her money?
No, I said my grandfather, he provided the money for the bills, but he also provided some of the bills in that he would do for his mistresses. And so one of
I'm
the
trying to
stories
figure
I
out why
heard
you
was that he
say
bought
your
her a rug.
grandmother wasn't valued.
Huh?
If I'm trying to figure out why you what are you putting value on? Because if your grandmother is the one being taken care of, then what is your grandmother
She
not
wasn't
doing
being taken
for
care of. My grandfather provided too. My grandmother worked. That's what I'm saying. My grandmother worked, my grandfather worked. And the bills were paid through that. But it wasn't my grandmother's bill to mistress's rug, but my grandfather put it in his name, which affected my grandmother too. So my grandmother she didn't have to pay it. She could have let it go and could have had bad credit and all that, but she chose to pay it. And so what I'm saying is they didn't show them the value. And by the time I got old enough to hear all the dramatics, that's all it was. Like my grandmother was just complaining about my grandfathers through my adult life. I didn't hear it when I was a child, but I heard all about it once I became an adult woman, because their thing to me was you don't want to do this. You don't want to get this. When I married my husband, one of my grandmothers told me, never, never let him know all the money that you have. And for me, the first thing I thought, because of the type of man I had versus the type of man they had, was why wouldn't I want to tell him all the money that I have? If we in an emergency and something comes up, he needs to know where the money is. And so I don't want to hide it. But I understand why they thought that way. But that wasn't good teaching for me, because that didn't apply to me, because that wasn't my man. My man wasn't like. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Are women devaluing themselves? Is such a general question to want to put some value in the responses, because it's so, like, are women devaluing themselves? It's just where it's so
I'll
open.
give you some. I'll give you some context, and we will revisit, because you made some points about why in the original question that he asked, not the one that's on the screen, where he's asking why do the women think that the side chick has the better situation than the wife? Um, but to go into why we're asking the question and what we mean by are women devaluing themselves, we're talking about women who are now, for lack of a better way of explaining it, taking on the role of the man or easing his chase and his pursuit, the things that he should do to show that he's truly interested in you instead of you showing more interest in him, which would devalue you or make you look desperate. I.e., we were talking about should you go to visit a man on his own in his place of living, and or should you be more about him coming to you in a situation like that? What would you think?
Like going when you say so, like upon your first meeting situation, like on the first date, should you not go over to his house type thing, or
Now, let me tell you the situation. So there's a situation where you have two people dealing with one another.
oh,
They're not a
I need you to
couple.
hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second.
Put hers on mute. But what's up, Gold? What's up, Mackie? Mike? I ain't gonna say what's up to Alex. Got Dennis Morgan in the building. Thank everybody that's tuning in. I know we've been gone for a minute.
I can't see nobody.
Crazy K in the building.
Hey, Bear. She must be. You on mute, Kay?
You on mute, K?
Hey, y'all.
Kay done went blonde.
Hey.
Blondes have more fun.
I can't even see her. I can't see you.
I mean,
I know you blind to your Facebook page. Hi, cutie. What's
How
up?
you been? I miss you, Shannon.
Yeah, shit. You know I'm living my best life. Oh,
Okay, you don't
out of that.
Hey, you don't see Jerome on here?
Hey, Jerome.
No, I'm talking about the miss you part.
Hi, Jerome. How are you? I miss you too.
I don't want to talk.
Stubborn ass.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. Talk to Shannon. That's who you missing.
I heard the fuck out of that.
You messed it up.
They could have said, I miss y'all. Hey, Shannon, girl, I miss you. They could say, I miss you,
I
Shannon.
did it to you. You didn't give me time.
Dirty mother. I the one sent you the link.
Cold nigga.
Cold.
Who else is in here?
It's just
Don's
us.
sister,
We have
Sandy from L.A.
Who?
Sandy from L.A.
Sandy Domino Sandy?
No. This is Don's sister, Sandy. Donald Owsley's sister.
Oh, hi, Sandy.
She stuck off right quick. Who is that saying K? Someone to love. Who is that?
someone to love. That's why someone to love.
Who is that?
Oh, what a feeling to be loved.
Sing a thing.
I don't know who someone to love is. You know, people be using, they be what they call that catfishing.
That's crazy.
they be somebody you know, but they don't want you to know that that's who they is.
They must
So
be.
they can do some stupid shit and say something
They
fucked up without
ain't saying
no.
nothing all day until K got on here.
I have no idea. I'm just
Well,
talking.
hi, someone to love. Reveal
Hi,
yourself.
someone to love. Welcome to the motherfucking show.
Keep it a
It's
secret.
okay.
You might need to say
It's
something
okay.
bad to one of these niggas.
Is it
Yes,
desperate to take? Is it desperate to take that ass to the nigga?
To take it to him, like you going to go get your issue at his place?
No, not your issue. Not necessarily having sex.
Oh, I was
Just
gonna say, no, that ain't desperate.
all right.
But
Let me give you the situation.
If you ain't going to have sex,
Say a
what
guy lives an hour away, K.
the hell?
Do you go visit him more than he comes visit you? That's what we're basically talking about. Every time y'all seeing each other, you going down there to him, and he has the opportunity to come to you, but you choosing to go to him.
Is the opportunity like just as equal, or
Yeah, y'all got equal opportunity. It ain't like you going down there and he going to work while you there. So that means he has the same opportunity. He has a car. He can get to you just like you can get to him.
if my like for me, like with working from home, it's easier for me to just go do that like that. So it depends.
No, both of y'all are the same opportunity. Y'all both off. It's the weekend. Neither one of y'all has to work.
We would have to split it up then if that's the case. Like one weekend I come down there, one weekend he come up here, like that. But an hour really ain't a far drive.
Are you
So
paying
That's
for
like
it?
going from Reno Valley to LA.
well, it
Are you
ain't far.
paying
Yeah,
for it?
y'all California people, y'all love 1 hour drive because that's kind of short for y'all, I guess.
It ain't shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that ain't.
Well, let's just. This
Now
is
if
a
it's
different
like from
city. This
Vegas
is a
to
different city, though.
California, if it's like from Vegas to California or like from Dallas to Fort Worth or something like that,
Yeah,
then
like
no,
that.
we're gonna have to switch that shit up.
So you would do half and half.
Yeah.
So let me. Do you have a daddy? Is your dad still
Yes.
alive?
Yes.
What would your daddy say if you say, "Daddy, I'm gonna go drive to this guy's house that's an hour and 40 minutes away"? Do you think he
My
would
dad ain't
suggest
got
you
no
do so?
filter.
What
And
would he say?
he probably he would say some wild shit like, I don't know, like
Would he be for it or against it?
if he knows that it's a mutual thing, he probably would be for it. But he probably would be like, why that nigga can't come to you? He probably would.
Yeah, I think most dads
Would
would.
you go?
I
Hey,
think
would
most
you go?
brothers would. Go ahead, Shannon. I'm sorry.
Kay, would you go if he's not paying for it or helping you financially on that trip, whether it just be gas for a short trip or if it's a long distance relationship, he's paying for the flights, or
He
is
would
it
have to
okay
meet
to
me
pay
some
something?
kind of way. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, what real man ain't gonna be like, well, I pay for the gas or whatever, or I book the flight or whatever like that. Like that's what he's supposed to do, I would think. Like,
Yeah, that's kind of the reasoning for the question. So we're saying we think women are women devaluing themselves because they're kind of taking the responsibility that's natural for a man away when they're
right.
willing to do so much to make the thing work. It's
If you
like,
put it that way, I can agree with you. Yeah, I can agree. Hold on 1 second, y'all. I'm still here, but I can hear y'all too. But hold on.
so don't talk bad about you.
You can.
Okay.
I'm gonna talk shit when I
Well,
get
this
back
damn
home.
fool, she would have went down there too. Boy, y'all women ain't. No.
Like I say, I was making that move with Charlie, but Charlie paid. I miss you. It's crazy how somebody can be gone and now you miss them. That's crazy. But I would go.
Hold on, Sandy.
But
You on
even
mute, Sandy.
It's different if it's like, okay,
Unmute
maybe
yourself,
one
Sandy.
trip. If it's like one trip and he didn't like, I don't know,
And
but
I'm on
every trip
California
and
time
he
as
ain't
well.
trying to
So
kick
I'm
in
a couple of
nothing.
hours earlier than y'all.
Did you say Big Shirley on the line?
No.
no,
Where'd you
Oh,
get
I
that
thought
from?
somebody said it's Big Shirley on the line.
yeah,
No.
she was talking. She didn't mean to be talking on camera. Say what you were saying again. I didn't hear you. You said it's one thing to if you took you
Maybe
one
if it's
time.
like one trip, like I don't know, it feels like one trip and I don't know. But every trip and he ain't kicking in shit, like nah, brother. It don't work like that.
No trip. The day
Exactly.
you the day you pay for a trip is the day you lost. You
Yeah.
take that L. You're gonna eat that L. You're gonna eat a fat L.
And then it's like,
But
yeah, no.
what I was saying is that even if you had, because Jerome phrased it in the way it makes you look desperate, right? And in a way that it does. You know what I'm saying? So do you think that there's ever a way where you don't look desperate doing that? Because in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, I think that the minute you take away the chase, you lose. You lose. Even with the best intention, you
Well,
lose.
I'll put it this way, Shannon. I don't think he's got you, don't keep trying to make him chase you though. You know what I mean? So let's say y'all in a full relationship, then it's okay for you to go visiting and he not pay for it. You can pay for it, every now and then. But my point of it is, if you're going down there more than he's coming to you, especially when it's driving, because as a man, like even with my wife, although I don't worry about her driving every day when she goes to work, it's on my mind if she's okay if I don't hear from her by a certain
That's
time.
just
You know
like
what I mean?
just
Right.
if you just so happening to stop and get gas or something like
Yeah,
that.
all that type of stuff. So if I got a woman traveling to me an hour or so just to come spend some time with me, and if I care about her, I'm thinking of her safety coming, and I know she has to go back. So to prevent from me even have to feel that way, I would just make it to where I come see her, or I just come pick her up and bring her back, or whatever the case may be.
Or book a
But
flight.
I'm not going to, now she will come see me every now and then, but it's not going to be a reoccurring thing to where she's doing it on a steady
Regular
basis to where,
basis.
like, even if it was a year, I don't think if she came to see me, if we seeing each other every other week, probably 4 times, she probably wouldn't have came to me.
I'll be right
I
back.
came to her.
Okay.
Because like I say, it's just too many things can happen on the road. Then if something happened, I'm gonna feel like hell. I got to go and get her off the highway anyway.
Right.
So
In
I might as well go on to her.
Yeah, so
So,
in a full blown relationship, I would take away a little bit of the stringentness about it because he's in some form or fashion has, if you want to call it a relationship, he has to have committed to you in some form or fashion, right?
yeah. Now we're gonna bring that into
So
a mix.
so that's what I'm saying. Like, I think for me, I wasn't even there yet. I was just on the fact of y'all getting to know each other, y'all dating, or whatever you want to call it, like that. And you not even making him pursue you still to get to the point where he decides whether or not you're worth calling this a relationship. You
Okay,
see what
well
I'm
let's
saying?
add that context. So Kay,
So,
you still here with us?
Yep, yep. Hold on 1 second.
Okay, well Sandy's here and you can hear us, so we'll just go on. So
I
along
can
with
hear
this
you.
part, to add to this story, the two people uh calling themselves friends, but they're doing everything as a couple. But the guy has told the woman, hey, I just want to be friends, whatever the case. But she can't talk to nobody else. She's doing all the womanly, wifely things, all those stuff things. So that also went to why I was saying, are women devaluing themselves? Because like I tell women that has told me this similar stories, if you allow a man to have access to you as if he's your man or husband, and he's verbally telling you, hey, I don't want to be nothing but friends, then how much value do you put on yourself to deal with something like that? Especially when you want to be in a committed relationship. Now, if you just on some bullshit like he on, that's understandable. But if you want to be in a relationship and he's telling you, no, I don't want to be in a relationship, but he's got all the access to you as if you were his woman, then are you devaluing yourself as a woman by dealing with it? So that kind of
Yeah.
went into
Yeah.
yeah.
If you think that's a devalue, like it has to start from the beginning though. If a girl is not taught and shown what value of a woman is, then she grows into a woman who doesn't know what value is. How can she? How can somebody do anything that they aren't educated on properly? So by the time she gets to the man where she's accepting this lowball stuff, yeah, that's the answer to that question. She's already been devalued. Whether she knows it or not, that's a whole nother question. Because I'm with men that I was gonna do something because I was used to doing it. And they came in like, oh hell no, I got that. Same thing with my husband when we dated. And when we dated, our first date, I paid. And our first date, we went to Chuck E. Cheese. And so, and we were together until I kissed his lips in the casket. Like for 28 years, from the day we got together until the day he died, we were together. He wanted a house. He wanted
Excuse me, really
his
quick.
wife to be in a house. He wanted his children to
I'm
be
gonna
in a
join back
house.
when I get to my destination. Okay.
Okay,
all
hon.
right.
All right.
All right.
How do I leave
Safe
out of here? This is
travels.
new.
You
Thank
say
you.
how you do what?
How do I get out of here? This is new.
Oh, don't worry.
I'll
I
do
keep
it.
Yeah, so there were some things I didn't know that I was doing that was devaluing myself. It took a man to tell me, like, no, 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 you don't do that. I do that. This is the stuff I do. My husband was, well, he was just the catalyst for the major, because everything, even teaching my daughter, who he raised as his own biological daughter, how to ride a bike. If you don't get away from that bike, like, so some things you don't know. And then you have however people are raised in their own homes, and then what they leave out and give into the world. And so I didn't know how to love myself through my whole marriage. I didn't, but God has sent somebody to love me. I didn't know it, honestly, until after my husband died. I didn't even understand that. So when you talk about love, value, those are just words until you have a template, until you have something to go on what that looks like. Like, I always pick knuckleheads, always. Yet when I picked my husband, I knew he was the real, he was real.
All
He
right,
was the real
Danny,
one.
let me ask you something, because I don't think you recognize your value. What type of man wouldn't you deal with before you met your husband?
Wouldn't I be in a relationship with?
Yeah.
Most of them, like, that's those kind of questions that you ask big head that I don't understand. Like, what type of
No, I'm
man
saying
would
what
you
type
deal
of
with?
like
Shit, murderer, like,
you know how you have a list of stuff that you just ain't gonna tolerate in a relationship? Like if a man
okay.
does A, B, and C, I won't mess with him.
See, I had that list before I fell in love with my husband. And that's how I found out I was in love with him, because he would break some of the things on the list and it wouldn't be the deal breaker that my ego told me it was when I first stimulated it. I'm not talking about disrespect. It wasn't that. You know what I mean? We had disagreements, we had back and forth. I gave it as good as he gave it. Never physical, never disrespectful, loved his mama. So when you say, what won't you put up with, I can show you that better than I can tell you. You know what I mean? Like, you'll find out when I'm gone and I'm not returning the calls, and you know what I mean? Then you'll know, oh, like, ooh, shit, I went too far.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. So when you say you have these things, that's what I mean by your value. That means you have certain things that, hey, I'm not going to tolerate. So this is my value. If you go below this, I won't tolerate you. So
Right
there's
now,
certain things about yourself you're not going to tolerate,
for sure.
which is
But
showing
I
the
can't tell
value
you
you're
what
putting
those
on
things are
yourself.
because I am open. So I understand that you're going to come to some people, they're not going to be where you are at a time in life, or men, if you want to talk about specifically men that I'm dating. Well, I'm not, because I value myself, I'm not dating. That might be a better way to explain what you're saying, because it's way more knuckleheads. Like, but there's still really great black men out there. So I'm not that one to believe, because I ran into 1,000 knuckleheads, that there aren't any good black men. I know there are. I had one, for one. Two, I was 22 when I met him. I was 47 when he passed away. I'm 54 now. So in those 7 years that he's been gone, what I want in a man has changed. So I didn't know I wanted my husband. God blessed me to fall in love with him before I knew who he was. Had I knew who he was, I'd have fucked it up I'd have fucked it up. But he blessed me not to even know. He just, like, move forward, be the best you could be. I met my husband in a drug rehab. Ooh, I just said that at work. All right. Yeah, I met my husband there. I was already working on myself, but I was broken. And most of the women today are walking around broken, unhealed, traumatized, in a world that seems normal to them. So if you got a bunch of people around you doing something, you don't know until you step away from that that's not normal. That's not how that's supposed to go. You're not supposed to be
I
getting
think
cussed out every
that
Friday night.
I think that I don't think that women think that it's normal. I think that women are adapting to what looks like desperation, and that they are feeling powerless. So they're adapting to whatever it is they think men want.
Right, right, for sure. And that's
It's
yeah.
right now, right now. I mean, I don't have the same situation that you have, but I have something similar when it comes to saying that for a long time I was not on the market, and to come on back into single life older, it seems kind of weird as what's going on. Like, wait a minute, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? The way um, men are now, for lack of a better way of saying it, exhibiting themselves as the prize. Men are now wanting to be chased. Men are now calling
They need it.
themselves,
They need to
you know
be
what I'm saying?
chased. They need to feel loved. They
Well,
feel
I
so
don't
left
agree.
alone.
I do not agree that they need to be chased. I do
No,
agree that they need to be loved.
for
I
sure.
do agree that
Yes,
they need to be
absolutely.
loved.
For sure. Nobody should be
However,
chased. Not even women should
because
be
they
chased.
haven't been, no, it's a dynamic thing for me when I say that, because in order for a man to stay in his true, in my opinion, in his true masculinity, it is imperative that a woman stays in her divine feminine. And
Absolutely.
cats
And
don't
he
chase
pursued her.
dogs. Cats don't chase dogs, in my opinion. However, in this new modern whatever they got going on, don't ask me what happened, because I was fully occupied all these years that this transition was made. Because when I came back into the dating field, I'm looking like, what the hell is going on? Men are asking me for money. What are you bringing to the table? Things that I thought were automatic. I thought that you meet me, I meet you. We like each other. I got what you need. You got what I need. Who's singing that song? I got what you want. You got what
You
I
got what
need.
I want, sure enough.
Yeah.
And I had a lot of love, and I know you had a lot of love too, for sure.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for me,
At the
when I
same
grew up,
time,
that's how relationships happen. You meet somebody,
right.
everything good, then you go from there, and you know what I'm saying? I never knew anything about this thing where now we supposed to be checking off boxes and call this criteria as a woman. What are you bringing to the table? What am I bringing to the table, sir? I was walking down the street, or I was sitting in the bar, or I was in church. I was at a family function or something, an event. You walked up to me, what, to ask me what do I bring to the table? That sounds asinine to me. I'm a woman. My divine feminine is what I'm bringing to the table, if that is even a real question to even ask anybody. Because if you are the man and I am the woman, and we are both doing our masculine and our feminine, everything that comes to the table is just us and what makes us match.
Right.
I am supposed to automatically complement and supplement what you put out there as the leader.
Absolutely. And mutual,
That's what
the
I bring to the table.
communication, mutual. The other thing, yeah, when me and my husband got together, our dates consisted of us talking about what we wanted in the relationship. And I think a lot of times people don't present what they actually want because they don't want to run the other off. So they kind of settle and but the other thing, going back to what I was saying, I don't think men should chase women, but I think men should pursue women. Now, even the difference between pursuit and chasing, like I had to completely, so let me get honest. I smoked PCP from the time I was 13 until I was 21. So during my formative years, all my shit was getting fried up. So I didn't get a life back when I went to recovery. I got a life. Like it wasn't no start over. It was start now from here with what you had. So I didn't know how to fill out applications. I didn't know how to speak. I didn't know how to articulate myself. I dropped out of high school. You know what I mean? So I had to go back and learn words. Learn what you're talking
Mhm.
about. You have to know. My dad used to say what you mean what you say. Well, I can't say what
Right.
I mean if I don't know what I'm talking about, if I don't know the words that I'm utilizing to express myself. So if I can't do that on an ABC level, I certainly can't try to bring another person into my life and say we're in a committed relationship when I can't even honestly communicate what I want from him, or vice versa. He can't communicate what he wants from me. So honesty with ourselves, most people shouldn't be dating. And then for me, and then if you go even further into a biblical standpoint, sex was created to procreate, to make children. So if I'm not married and I'm fornicating and I'm looking for the right one to fornicate with and wondering why I can't find them, I'm not going to. That's one of the reasons I didn't find none before my husband that was about anything, and I haven't found none since he's been gone that are about anything, because God only have the one for me. And so I'm looking when I shouldn't be, because God gonna send them just like he sent my husband. And he sent them to a rehab of all places. And they told us y'all shouldn't, why would you go to a junkyard looking for a Rolls Royce? That was their whole thing as to why two dope fiends shouldn't get together inside the program. They made all the sense in the world, but our situation was fate. It was gonna happen. And it happened when it was supposed to happen. Had I met my husband 10 years earlier in my addiction, we never would have made it. So timing, I asked the Lord for my husband. That's the other thing. In the midst of my depression and my drug addiction, I prayed for the type of husband that I wanted. And I was very verbally consistent about it. It's crazy to me to have been 21 and have been thinking like that and all the thinking I wasn't doing. There were certain things I thought to do, or came to my heart, or came to my thing. It's not religious at all. And so he didn't denounce God, or he wasn't an atheist, but honesty, he was as well healing. So we be trying to be out here unhealed and going on our own ways, when there are ways provided for us by something bigger than us. And if we profess, this is only if you profess to believe in that thing that's bigger than you, then follow its instructions. But we don't want to. We want to do it our way. We want it to work out. And then we want to be pissed at the other gender when it's not. And it's nobody's fault but our own. So self-accountability is not coming up enough in these conversations where people are saying, I was wrong.
Do you think that women in these, like what you say, what is really supposed to be laid out? When I say the word chase, it is for me the same thing as pursue. It's just a loose way of saying it because we're streetwise and we trying to relate to everybody.
Right, for sure.
They say God said that he didn't say she. He said that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. So do you think that a lot of women are out here pursuing or chasing men, not loving them, pursuing or chasing men because they are lacking the patience for the right one to come along, and then that is why so many women, even though I don't care nothing about your body count, that's a man's conversation. I don't care about what that is. But a lot of men will bring up your body count. Do you think that's the reason why a lot of women tend to find themselves accumulating a high body count because they're not being patient enough to wait for the right man to find them? They want to force it or find them themselves. And even if he's not exactly the right one, I can fix it
right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I think that's one of the big reasons.
Because that's what I think a lot of people.
I do too. I think of it first, going back to self-esteem. What you feel, you guys were talking about it earlier, what people feel like they deserve versus what they ask for versus what they get. Like, you see the movies and TV, and a lot of times that's where we base our stuff on. When I was coming up, we weren't poor, but I thought we were, because when I watched TV, Good Times was the people that we most looked like, but we lived like, we didn't live like the Brady Bunch, but we didn't live like, no, Rockefeller. We didn't live like Good Times. We weren't in projects. We were in a home. My dad had a Cadillac. My mom had a car. You know what I mean? Like, we had a home. I had braces. I played piano. My brother played guitar. Like, but I affiliated and connected most with Good Times.
Is what you're saying? You didn't feel like you were growing up in poverty. Is what you were saying.
No, I did. I thought I was poor because of what I saw. So even though I'm wearing designer clothes, I don't know that. I'm a kid. I don't know. My dad, listen, this is a gold rope. My dad gave me something like this in the 5th grade for getting good grades. I lost it. I don't remember if I got my ass beat or not. I didn't. So going back to value, I'm a kid. I don't know what this is. If you had gave me some candy, you'd have done better to tell me not to lose it than to give me this that means nothing, to a 10-year-old. But he had all his value on it. And so he, you know what I mean? So I was delusional.
To a degree.
Understand. You know what I mean? Uh, 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 I was taught wrong. I was taught completely wrong. And going into recovery, I had to literally rewire. Like you hear the term brainwashing. Nobody ever tells you, yes, some people's brains are dirty and need to be washed. They've always just given me the concept that brainwashing was something that puts you in a mindset of something specific that they wanted from you to hurt you. So they would trick you into whatever. But I was raised in some outdated stuff, and my family's past wasn't going to be conducive to my future for me, so what they teaching me
was trauma
based on what's happening in the rest of the world is traumatizing. So, and they were traumatized. My mom was traumatized. My grandmother was it's trauma going all the way back. So now I'm one of the first to get some type of therapy or any of that. And I was considered the weak one for that. So the concepts of it
a lot of times
and how it is, I had to.
We scared to change. We scared to acknowledge that some shit is wrong.
I had to go against that. That was one of the hardest parts of healing. It's
coming from
walking away from people and stepping away from people,
or my mama was wrong. We don't want to say that. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to.
Don't want to say what
that we wrong.
We don't want to say what it was spinning for a minute, so I didn't hear what you were saying.
You'll feel like, oh, I'm disrespecting my mom or I'm disrespecting my grandma, but it's not disrespect when it's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Now, for me, the difference is night and day between my mom and my grandmother. My mom is all on the modern shit. My grandma fully traditional. You know what I'm saying? Although she went through the whole thing as well. When we go back to that original question or the original topic we were talking about, the pursuing and the roles, and what grandma thought was her role as opposed to what mom thinks her role is, because mom don't want to do the same shit grandma did and have 12 kids by her husband while he does anything he wants to do. You're locked the fuck down. So now in the modern era, women are trying to be so guarded about what they're going to think that they can prevent a man from doing, when that is just still misguided.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because now you have no value anywhere. If you're not going to be valued as a wife and a mother, everything else is all financial, and you can't take that to the grave and it has no legacy. So what are we talking about now in these days, in this modern climate? What does a relationship actually look like that can be really full and healthy when women are choosing to take on the role of men and do the pursuing shit?
It's the other thing was I pursued my husband first. That was the other thing. I went to him and shared with him how I felt about him. And he told me I felt the same about you, and I was coming. But I was like, you was taking too long. I ain't, we ain't had all that time. We only had 28 years. So how long was you gonna take? But that, whereas my daughter, one of my daughters, we have 4 children. One of my daughters, her thing is, I don't care if I want them as bad as I can't stand it. I'm not going up to them. I'm not pursuing them. I'm not going that route. So
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, the difference. Yet when I was a little girl, like we was told, sucking dick cause cancer. And don't, you know what I mean? Like we didn't do certain things. You had to be me. man, my husband, to get certain things from me. Whereas I had a nephew, he's like maybe 16 years younger than me. Uh, and I would pick him up from high school. Them little girls was doing everything right off the jump, and I'm like, damn, they not what they doing what? I,
Well,
I,
it's
you
the
still
modern era fitness movement. None of those things are shameful anymore. Back in when we were growing up, that was shameful. You wouldn't just be running
shame.
around taking because even if you wanted to, you're not gonna do it just because you don't want to be talked about like that. You know what I'm
Big
saying?
reputation,
Yeah, your
reputation mattered
reputation
back
is
in the day.
everything. Now that don't mean shit these days.
People some women want a bad reputation because they want to let these guys. But the thing about it too is that's where the delusion gets them, because
Because
while you're
you ain't getting
distracted
no
thinking
husband
he
like
want to see you shaking your booty, and he do, but he don't want nobody else to see you
you
shaking
don't
your
want no
booty.
wife.
And that's the whole thing. A lot
You
of
got no
times the
wife.
hypocrisy that happens in relationships are why they don't last. When I meet a guy and he acts like he's coming at me, that he wants to pursue me, the first thing I say is, what negative part did you play in why your last relationship didn't work out? Because I found that asking why it didn't work or what happened, she's always been the monster and he's always been innocent, always. So that got so annoying that I'm like, okay, let me ask a question they can be honest about. What negative part did you play? Because anytime a relationship goes bad, both people have a part they played. But for whatever reason, it's always one gender versus the other. That's annoying to me because I don't want to hear that bullshit. Like if you're trying to get some solution about your life and you done ran into all these women, you done ran into all these men, and you can't find one. I know some girls that turned gay, supposedly, because it was no good black men. Now they just fighting their girlfriends. You know what I mean? Like, at
Yeah,
what
but
point do you stop and say,
that's still just what I'm saying right there. From my opinion, that is all the result of taking away the man's role and trying to do his role for him. You can't. Now, if you pursued your husband and he wound up being the one for you, kudos to you. 9 times out of 10, though, if you pursue a man, that's not going 9 times out of 10 be your husband because you just gave him some free ass. You see what I'm
right?
saying?
Oh,
That is
but I
very,
didn't. We went out
that
on a
is
date. I
very,
didn't give none on
very,
the first date.
that is
I didn't
very,
give him
very,
none.
very, very, very. I'm not saying you gave it to him early or late. What I'm saying is, regardless, you took away his reason for wanting you, and you can't make a man decide if you're the one. So you can pursue him to your blue in the face. Like I said, for
But I
you,
was already the one. He already
he
wanted me. I
fortunate
didn't take
enough
away the
that
need
was
and the
the
want me.
one for you. But 9 times
Right.
out of 10, in normal situations, a woman pursuing a man cannot make him be the man that she wants him
I
to be,
agree
or
for
do the
sure.
things
The
you
thing
want him to
is, we
do.
keep
Like
talking
just
about
because I
9 times
pursue,
out of 10.
let's say if Jerome was single, just because I pursue Jerome, he may not necessarily turn me down. He definitely might be like, yeah, let me see if I can
Let
get
you
that
hit
ass.
for sure.
But there's nothing that I can do to make him say she the one just because I pursued him and I said so. No, Jerome, you gonna be with me. He gonna look at me like I'm stupid. So
Well, yeah,
what I'm
because
saying is,
pursuit, and I want to say this before you get away from it, tone and texture, all that matters. So just like you said, I won't shoot like that. Pursuit again, like I came and expressed to my husband how I felt about him. I don't, you know what I mean? Like and he was the one. That's the whole thing. People out there are looking for anyone. They're not looking for the one. They're not waiting. They're not praying for the one. They praying for one, and they getting a whole bunch, and then trying to make them
they
into the
are
one.
praying for the
So
one. I think they're just trying to make the one that they choose the one, and it might not be.
yeah, are we
I
saying the
think
same thing?
everybody
Is that the same
has,
thing?
but
Yeah,
most
because
people in this world
it's just
type
one,
of
but it's
value.
so many people in the world that you trying to go through all of them one at a time. It's not, you know what I
That's
mean?
why
Or you
you,
look up,
as a woman, that's why you're supposed to wait. That's what I think.
huh?
This is my
You
opinion. I'm
said as a
not
woman, what?
discrediting anybody else's opinion and how y'all move. I think that's why a woman is supposed to wait. It's called being virtuous. In your true divine femininity is a thing called virtue. Your virtue is the one thing that every man can have. And if you out there pursuing niggas, you are offering your virtue to any and everybody, and you waiting for just seeing who's gonna be the first nigga to be like, okay, I'm cool and hold it for 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? As a woman.
Right,
Because
but the thought
this is
process,
why
had
a
I
lot of women
thought
are
like
out there. This is why a lot of women are out there and they got multiple baby daddies and they all over the place and their body count is 500 niggas in 4 years because you're pursuing niggas as if you're a man. Even though it's a double standard and we always want to try to talk about how we are so equal, we're not. And it's not okay for a woman to be sitting up there racking up niggas the way men rack up women. Because if you just
it's
want
not
to
okay
be
for
fucked,
men
you
either.
can just
Like
be
that's
fucked.
not
But if you want a
it
husband and something stable, that's not something you can make a man do. And if you make the man do that, then that's the type of man that you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, not to speak on
well,
your
even like
particular
my husband
circumstance,
did not want to
I'm
get
speaking
married.
in broad general,
He
and
wanted to
in
live
the
together.
likelihood of a woman pursuing a man and making him the man that she really wants is slim to zero. It's slim. It's
Yeah,
slim.
my
That's
husband
my
did not want to get married. My husband wanted us to live together. He told me, I'll be faithful to you. I'll come home every night. I'll pay the bills. But he did not want to get married. And I told him, we can't do that. I can't. I already have a daughter. He wanted children, which we had three. We had three more. When he met me, my daughter was 1.5. So he raised her from then till he died. And he was the only person she called daddy. She had a biological father. But short story long, that's why the fates and particulars are so specific, because I wouldn't have went after him if I had a thought that like that I'm pursuing him or I'm chasing him or I'm taking us out of the divine order that we're in. I prayed for him before I went to him. And in the circumstance, he was literally in the hospital. Like he went from the rehab to the hospital because he had a chronic illness. So the first day I went to go see him, he was in the hospital. And that's where our relationship started. That's who we were always supposed to be. I believe God made me for him. And so looking at it that way, and part of a purpose in the relationship too, that's another thing. Value, it's a lot to it. And sometimes you walk in a purpose, you have things to do. So I wasn't, as funny as it's gonna sound, looking for happiness. And it wasn't no dancing through the tulips when we first got together and sexy and all of that. Nope, my husband had a scar down his chest. We had both just come out of rehab. Like it wasn't pretty. So that's one of the things that saved us, is because it wasn't pretty, it wasn't fancy. He saw me 100 pounds, sucked in when he first met me in rehab, and he watched me evolve and grow. So I think that saved us a lot, as opposed to coming to each other pretending to be some stuff that we weren't, looking for some stuff we weren't looking for. So by that point, I knew what I wanted. And within the first 4 dates, I told my husband, I'm looking for a husband and a father for my daughter. If you think that you want to do that, let's give this a try. If not, I'm not going casual, because I don't want to have a trail of baby daddies and I don't want to have a trail of bodies. And so his answer to me was, yeah, I think I can do that. And we did that. So honesty, when you talk about value, what is value, and how can you come? Yeah, we lived in sin for 4 years before we moved in together. We met in January, started dating in June, moved in together in September. So, and we were together until he died. So all of that process and time, there were things I was always thinking of, and being honest with myself and him was one of the things I thought of that I hadn't before with other relationships. So the other thing was, I came from a very woman dominated, like the women were very, neck rolling. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. So I came from that, being to be a submissive wife, to accept and allow. I got allowance every week from my husband. I did not work, like I said, outside the home while my husband was alive. I did not pay a bill, whether I worked or not, while my husband was alive. And we talked about our dynamic, and we were very much, you're the man, this is what you do. I'm the woman, this is what I do. This is what we want to do. He mowed the lawn. I washed the dishes. Like, I made the doctor's appointments. There was just, but that's what we wanted. And that's what we agreed to. Well, you know, his family, he came from a long line of hustlers. So it was a lot of people. Why she don't want to work? Why she ain't? So you have a lot of stuff that can come inside a relationship and mess it up, even as much as the two people in it can. And so being in denial was something I didn't want to do. You know, so there and my husband was my best friend. That's the other thing. We were friends as well. And so that was not necessarily something I ever tried to pursue in a relationship before. I never was necessarily trying to be the man's friend. I was trying to be his lady, his girl, his woman, his wife. But I never thought about friendship. And so all of those things is what I've been learning in life since then. So now that I'm 7 years single, I understand. Huh? What'd you say? I want to laugh too.
I just made myself laugh because when you said I'm 7 years single, we're talking about in our 50s now.
Huh?
The thing that Kevin Samuels always talks about, you hit the wall. Your brother talk about this a lot too. He say, and now you basically hit the wall and you should just get a cat or a dog.
I can't. You're starting to fade out. You said I'm leaning in trying to hear. You said something
It's
about
okay. We'll revisit it. It just was something that was something about the thing that
I had to be there. We was in a conversation together, and yet I was not there.
No, it's a social media thing. There's a guy named that passed away that used to do
Kevin said, yeah, I'm familiar with him. Yeah,
Kevin Samuels, and he would say, "Get you a cat or a dog." At this point, you
get you a what?
A dog and die alone.
Yeah, I'm breaking up. She said she can't hear me. I'm sorry.
I could hear bits and pieces, but I wanted to get the point because you were saying, first of all, you busted out laughing in the middle of our conversation, and I wanted to
I had
too.
said it in the end of what you had said when you were like, now that I'm 7 years
single.
When you said now that I'm 7 years single, I said you're gonna get a cat or a dog. As a pun or a throwback to Kevin Samuels, and it tickled me. You didn't hear it, so that's why I didn't want to go back because I was like, well, forget it. You didn't hear me. But if you'd have heard me in the moment, it was like a little jokey joke because we all supposed to be after 50, or no, they say after 37 and a half. You hit the wall, get you a cat or a dog.
I was married, so I didn't hit a wall. My husband passed away, and now
I'm not saying.
So that's maybe why.
I'm not saying you did. No, that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't want to. If you didn't catch it in the moment when I said it, that's why I didn't want to go back because that's not what I'm saying.
It didn't apply. That's why it wasn't funny. Not because I didn't catch it, because it didn't apply because I didn't hit the wall. You know what I'm saying?
It does apply as a joke. It wasn't applied as saying that this is what I feel about you, or that's what you're saying. It just was in the midst of how you were talking when you said it. So now I'm 7 years single. It almost sounded like you were gonna say, I'm gonna get a cat or a dog. Just as a joke or a pun.
I'm about to start laughing now because I legit get it.
Or that you ain't gonna get no man.
Your name is Shannon. Listen. I have a dog. So my husband died in 2018, and then my dad died less than a year later, 2019. So my son goes out and gets a dog, and and I'm not a dog person at all. So, and he see me laid up in the bed with this dog, us watching TV together. You know what I mean? No, sir. No, sir. I will have another husband before I have a dog. So when you say that, First of all, I thought you were referencing men and women as cats and dogs from what we were talking about earlier. So I missed
Uh,
it all together because
all
you
together.
said that I'm 7 years
It's
single.
okay. It's okay.
Got you. So we on the same page
I
and
was
in the
making it
same
like,
paragraph.
yeah, because
Yeah.
my thing is, this is where I feel like Kevin Samuels didn't always hit the mark for everything. Okay, so you got the girls that come on his show or the women that's in the world that are on bullshit and they're expecting unrealistic things. Their expectations are never to be met because it's unrealistic. So
Right.
I think that when he said about, oh, if you're gonna keep on acting like this and this is what you're gonna do, blah blah blah, you fucking gonna wind up old and alone, and you might as well get
Right.
off the set. What I would like to point out for someone like yourself or myself, like I went through something extreme. I was with somebody more than 20 years, but what happened was so goddamn extreme. It was like I don't even think God would ask me to continue to say this because it was saying this because it was such a detriment to me, my life, my mental stability, my emotional stability. It was just all bad. So when you talk about someone who either had a long-term relationship and it just really just something really fucked up happened, or if you've been in a long-term relationship and you never intended on being single, but your husband passed away, I think that Kevin Samuels never really took the time to have any compassion for women who find themselves in that situation. He just made it seem like if you 50 and single, something must be wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? And for
Right.
some, if you ain't
Right.
never been married and you ain't never had a long-term relationship, yeah, something might be like you might be going in whatever, whatever. But for some
Right.
of us, it didn't go down like that. You know what I'm saying? It
Right.
wasn't like, oh, I just kept on saying I'm an independent woman and I don't need a nigga for the nigga gotta come to the table. He gotta have $1 million, high
Right.
value, and all of this shit. I never went through none of that. Never expected any of those crazy things. But here I am in 2025 with this whatever, and I'm lumped into this category of undesirable women
Absolutely.
just because I'm 50. That's crazy.
Right.
All of us been fucking up our whole lives. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Even though I understand
Absolutely.
where Kevin was coming from, I just don't think he ever made the caveat for women who, you know what I'm saying? Like it don't always work out perfect. And even for
Right.
men, there's men who've been in 20, 30 year relationships and they 50 something and they single. Does that mean that nigga is trash? Or that his dick don't work? You know, all of that, it could be really things that go down. So
Oh shit.
that's just
Hold
where that
on.
was at.
Right.
Because
For
I do
sure.
believe it's some motherfuckers that need to go on and go get them a cat or a dog. There's some
And
motherfuckers that's
the
so
thing,
fucking twisted in the head. You are
some of
gonna
them.
just wind up with a cat or a dog. But we
You.
got 3 minutes, baby. We're gonna have to pick up this conversation again. What did he say? Tomorrow or next Thursday will be our next show. We would
See,
love
so I
for
made
you
a
to
whole show. Yay
yeah,
to
we would
me.
we would love for
And
you
I'm
to
in
come
work.
back.
And I got news.
As
I
we
get off
get
at 7.
as we get more regular again, the panel will enlarge. So you'll get to get more perspectives on the topics than just me and Jerome, you know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate you coming on
It was
tonight.
nice to get
I
to meet
appreciate
you and
yeah,
talk to you. I see your name all the time. So it was a pleasure to
and
meet you.
you too, baby.
And
And
I look forward to
okay,
coming into the
okay.
portal again. All
All
right, big
right, I'll
head. I
talk
love
to you
you.
later.
All
All
right,
right,
talk
love
to
you
you
Love you
later.
too.
back.
Bye bye.
All
Y'all
right.
letting me out?
Yeah, I'll
You
let you
Y'all
out.
let okay. Mwah, mwah.
2 minutes. Dougie Fresh, you're on. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Thank everybody that showed up. For real.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
kind of like a
Thank
little
you for
icebreaker show.
thank
Just
you
to
for the cash app. Jonathan. We appreciate that. Hey, y'all, take note. We appreciate all the support. Always, 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 always. Please like and subscribe to the Pastor and the Center YouTube page. We'd appreciate it.
Yeah, we do. Oh, Shannon, and on this one, this version of StreamYard, everybody that watches can stream to their stuff as we're streaming, so they can make it live from there. So that's a good thing with this new one.
Yeah, that'll help us pick up followers.
Yeah. So that's
like, subscribe, and share to your page.
Yeah, as we're live, share to your page. But yeah, we'll get more into it Thursday, and as we go on, we're gonna go ahead and try to monetize this thing. We're gonna go on take it serious this year. Because another thing I want to start doing, Shannon, we're gonna do some reaction videos. I think me and you, I'm gonna do it with Don sometimes, and I want to do it. Me and you do some reaction videos live, to where it's like we don't even watch the videos. So I want people to. So we're gonna start having the audience send us videos they want us to do live reactions to, and then we're gonna start doing live reactions. And then maybe take like one caller or something like that, come on and talk, stuff like that. So we're going to kind of mix it up. We're going to have a regular show, and then a time or two through the week, we're going to try to do like reaction videos just to keep the volume going of content we putting out there and stuff.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to try to do it and keep it up.
I'm with it. And we get it going. I'll go find our investor.
No, that's right.
Like, we back.
Do you know who that Jonathan was?
I do not. But
I didn't know who Jonathan is. I'm going to have to go and check to see who Jonathan is.
I thank you. But like I was saying before earlier, I don't know. This was kind of fucked up to how life be moving, and we kind of fell off. Our last show, even though it didn't get the most views that we had, it got the most exposure and the most engagement. Like, if you go to YouTube, check it out. Yeah, and like it was like I felt like, damn, okay, if this shit getting ready to crack for real. Because it's one thing to have them watching, but it's another thing when they start getting on that thing and they start typing, and you're talking about people that are not just in our regular circle. So I already told you, my people believe in the show. They keep saying, they always ask, when y'all gonna go, when y'all gonna go, when y'all gonna go. I'm like, whenever we go, we're gonna go. But we'll get there.
Yeah, I've been having a lot of folks.
Mad at us.
Let's try to make it guaranteed on Thursdays. Let's try to make it guaranteed on Thursdays, and let's find a real good day, another day during the week to go to.
Okay, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. Just go ahead and call me. Other than that, I'm out. Call me.
We out this piece. Thanks again, everybody.